Hi everyone, it's me. Sorry I haven't made one of these vlogs in a while, but just I haven't felt like I really had anything substantial to talk about. Plus, nobody really watches this channel, and it's kind of just something for me to look back on. So I just kind of wanted to talk about a bunch of different things. First of all, I'm going to start off with my job. I got hired at Burger King a few weeks ago, and I'm going to be starting working there next week probably. And I have a lot of really mixed emotions about it. Part of me is kind of excited to have a job, and part of me is really nervous, and part of me is really sad. I've been close to just quitting a couple times. I mean, I don't know, I just feel like I just don't want to work there, and I'm basically just being forced into it because I need the money. You know, everyone says that it's such a mature thing to do, to work at the crappiest place possible, basically, so that I can survive. I feel like it's one of the lowest things that I could do. I feel like I'm giving up on myself by doing it. I've thought about starting a business or something to sustain myself and something that I love, or find a way to support myself doing things that I love, which I have, in my social justice work. It's not enough anymore. So it's what I feel like, honestly. I don't feel like it's a mature thing. I think I'm just disappointed in myself. I just really want to do something that fulfills me and makes me feel whole. And I feel like this isn't it, and I'm gonna, why am I wasting my life being miserable? I just feel like, if I die tomorrow, well, assuming I started to work, like, that work I did wouldn't mean anything. It's not gonna propel me or help me further myself in my career field, which is politics and social justice. It's not gonna make a difference in people's lives. It's not going to fulfill me. It's going to put money in my bank account. Sorry, man. That's all it's going to do. And if I were to die tomorrow, what good is the money in my bank account? What good would that job actually have done for me? And I understand that I can't assume I'm gonna die tomorrow. None of us can, or else it's impossible to go on living. But at the same time, I don't want to live for tomorrow. I want to live for today, and I want to live for what I would want to achieve. I want to be able to, if I die randomly, I want it to be in a position where I feel like I have led an amazing life, and I have done good things on this planet, and that I don't have any regrets. I feel like working at Burger King, I'm gonna have regrets. I would feel gypped, that I lost out on opportunities to advance myself. And, I understand that I probably won't die tomorrow or while I work at Burger King, but at the same time doesn't mean I won't, I don't want to live on borrowed time, and I usually do, but I feel like I just feel like I just hate the feeling of being a corporate slave, because my only real purpose in this job is to make money for somebody else, to sell things for asshole CEOs that are gonna make them money from the blood of a cow or a chicken or a pig, that are profiting off of that. And that's not something I feel good about. I am a very vocal vegetarian, and I'm trying to become a vegan. And I feel like doing that job that I am in some way supporting these atrocities. And, you know, most people wouldn't think of it as an atrocity, and that in itself is the atrocity. I feel also with that so hopeless. I feel like nothing I ever do will be enough for animals. I feel like, you know, I won't. I feel like my very small part that I play in that equation is too big. Even though most people's part is much bigger. Yeah, obviously I don't eat any meat. I'm working on not eating any more dairy. At least not from factory farms. I am not going to be buying, and don't, any more products that are animal tested unless it is absolutely necessary for some reason. And even with all of this, I just feel like it's not enough. I feel like I'm still, you know, harming animals in some way. You know, if I want to eat a piece of friggin' Hershey chocolate, I feel guilty because that cow that helped produce the milk that's in that chocolate is probably living a pretty crappy life. And I'm responsible because I'm funding it. It puts me in a really bad spot because I constantly am feeling guilty for pretty much every decision that I make. And at the same time, I watch other people make these choices without an ounce of remorse. And I take on that burden, and I feel that pain. And I try, and I do everything I can to fight animal cruelty and to get people to wake up and realize the truth of what happens in factory farms, where their meat comes from, where their milk comes from, where their cheeses come from. But no one wants to listen. No one wants to wake up from their mindless consumption. No one cares about animals because they're not people. Because only intelligence matters in the worth of someone, right? It just astounds me how people will turn a blind eye and will not even bother or care enough to think about the things that they eat and the products that they buy. I used to, with a lot of dairy and things, be one of those people, but I realized what a mistake that was on my part. Ignorance is only bliss as long as you remain ignorant. And once you wake up, it shakes you at your core and makes you so angry at the world and at yourself. I just feel like it's just so hard, you know, and thinking about being a vegan, it's like I'm never going to be able to go out to ice cream again. And, you know, at restaurants, what am I going to eat at restaurants? You know, how am I going to function in the world? And I look at this as such a small problem in comparison to the animals that are suffering, and I realize that. And I realize that I need to suck it up so that these animals don't have to die. So that my dollars don't support slaughter. I get that. But that doesn't mean it doesn't take a toll on me. You know, I was talking to my boyfriend, who's an omnivore, and we were talking about if we ever lived together. Basically, he loves to cook, and he loves to make food and different meals and stuff. And, you know, for all of his other girlfriends, he's cooked for them. And for me, if we ever live together, that's never going to be able to happen. We're going to have to prepare our meals separately. Maybe eat separately too, just depending on the circumstance of that. And it's so sad. It makes me sad that I'm not going to be able to share that experience with him because of my diet. I also don't really eat a lot of vegetables. Cooking is pretty much meat and vegetables. So there's a little bit of a barrier there. If I can't really eat things that are being cooked, you know, most of the things that he's gonna make are gonna have meat and vegetables in them. Or vegetables I don't like, I should say. So how exactly is he supposed to cook for us if I don't like 99% of the things he's gonna cook, right? So it's just sad though, and I could even feel the sadness from him in that it's such an intimate experience, and it's a joyful one too. I think it's of living with somebody, or even just being boyfriend girlfriend with somebody, to be able to make food for someone and eat it with them. And you know, it is a bonding experience. Probably has some origins in evolution and things like that, but you know, I do see it as a joyful, amazing experience, but we're not going to be able to share that. It's going to be every man or woman for themselves, you know. I'm going to be making my food, he's going to be making his food, and that's going to be how it is. And I understand that that's how it has to be with how our diets are different. But it doesn't mean it doesn't frustrate me, and it doesn't make me crazy. You know, that's what we have to do. That I have to eat my things and he has to eat his things. And we can't have like fun cooking things, and I can't, you know, surprise him with a meal because I don't eat the same things as him.